Hey everybody, Milerliteweight here. Let's just jump right into this. It's a Limbo review. Now, Limbo is a Xbox 360 exclusive game on the arcade, and it's worth $15. It's 1,200 Microsoft points if you're interested in knowing that. Now, I'm going to jump into a little bit of the story to begin with. There really isn't a story that you can actually see, because this game is very simplistic in that sense, in that there is no text in the gameplay itself. There is no music in the gameplay. It's just you figuring out this puzzle. It is a platforming game, and it's kind of like Braid if anyone played that. But it's actually really interesting. The gameplay is unique, and the game itself is very unique. I think that's probably the main points of the whole game itself. But there are some pretty hefty negatives, which we'll get into later on in this review. So the story, from what I understand, is actually you play as this young boy who is in a world most likely called Limbo, if you're religious at all, and he's searching for his sister who is lost in Limbo. Now, there's really no indication of this in the game itself. That is what you'll get if you read different reviews online or if you read up on the game at all. So in terms of a story, there really isn't one. You're getting this for the gameplay, and that's all. So to move on to the visuals, the game just actually looks fantastic. If you've heard the phrase "less is more," this is a game that works around that very well. Because as you can see, there's really no color to it. It's all black and white. But there is a certain sense of how good it does look. I mean, even for your main character, all you're playing as its protagonist, all you can see on the boy is his eyes, really, and just his overall features, his arms and legs. So, I mean, in terms of visuals, the game is very good. And I think one of the stronger points of the game is the visuals along with the sound. There is no music, but the actual gameplay sounds are just fantastic. They seem to put a lot of time into it. So if you're looking for a game that's something out of the ordinary, this is a game that you'll want to pick up for the 360. Now, moving on to the gameplay, the controls are also very simple, structuring into the whole simplicity of the game itself. You're only utilizing two buttons, A and B. One is for jump and one is for interact. And then movement, of course, is your joystick. So even for controls, the game is very simple. And that's something you can always look forward to. I mean, if you're tired of playing different first-person shooters, or basically any game that you're playing that you're kind of bored of, and you just want something to sit down and play and relax to, this is definitely a game that you're going to want to try. Now, there's a lot of different elements in the gameplay as well. As you can see in this little clip right here, there's different worms that enter your brain and force you to go either direction, and the only way that you can change directions is by entering a light source. So the gameplay is very unique, and I think that's a really strong point, like I said before. So just finishing up with the negatives of the game, they're not that big in terms of their negativity, but the game is extremely short. My roommate actually beat this game in 2 hours and 45 minutes. I actually timed it, and that's something that really doesn't make a $15 game very good. That is a very short amount of time for a $15 game. If this game was $5, I would highly recommend it right away. So the replay value is also pretty low as well. After you beat this game once, you're not going to have much to do after that unless you're into achievements, which are also very simple. Except for one where it requires you to die less than 5 times. You die quite often in this game, and they are gruesome deaths. So I think that about wraps up my Limbo review. If you guys want to know more about the game, let me know in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed to me, do so as well. Thanks, guys.